Imagine two people earning similar incomes, living in similar neighborhoods, and making many of the same day-to-day financial decisions. At first glance, there appears to be little separating their futures, yet over the course of a decade, their financial lives begin moving in dramatically different directions. One gradually gains flexibility, confidence, and options, while the other continues feeling as though every unexpected expense creates stress. Surprisingly, the difference is often not a secret investment strategy or an unusually high salary. Instead, it revolves around a financial threshold that quietly changes how money behaves. That threshold is $100,000.
Many people think of $100,000 as simply another milestone, a nice round number that feels psychologically satisfying because of its 6 digits. In reality, it represents something much more important. It is the point where mathematics begins working alongside discipline in a way that becomes increasingly noticeable over time. Wealth does not suddenly appear at this number, nor does financial success become guaranteed, but the mechanics of growth begin changing in ways that are difficult to appreciate until they are experienced. The first reason this threshold matters has little to do with investing and everything to do with human psychology. Our brains naturally focus on immediate rewards. Spending produces an instant emotional response, while saving often feels like postponing enjoyment for an uncertain future. Behavioral economists have spent decades studying this tendency, describing how present bias encourages people to value today's satisfaction more than tomorrow's opportunities. Every financial decision becomes a negotiation between comfort now and flexibility later. Early in the wealth-building process, progress often feels painfully slow because the numbers appear small. A portfolio growing from $1,000 to $1,100 is mathematically meaningful, yet emotionally it can feel insignificant. Even consistent monthly contributions may seem invisible when compared to rising living expenses, inflation, and unexpected bills. This creates one of the biggest psychological traps in personal finance. People begin believing that disciplined investing is ineffective simply because the early stages lack visible momentum. The mathematics tell a different story. Compound growth is not linear. It accelerates as the base grows larger. Imagine two portfolios earning the same average annual return. One contains $10,000 while the other contains $100,000. Even though the percentage return is identical, the larger portfolio generates substantially more growth because each percentage point represents a much larger amount of capital. The return itself begins creating increasingly meaningful additions without requiring larger percentages or riskier decisions. This is why $100,000 often feels like an invisible turning point. At smaller balances, personal contributions usually account for most portfolio growth. Your monthly deposits matter far more than market appreciation. As the balance increases, however, investment returns begin contributing a larger share of total growth. Over time, the portfolio starts assisting the investor instead of relying almost entirely on new deposits. That subtle transition changes both the mathematics and the psychology of long-term investing. History offers countless examples of individuals, institutions, and even entire economies benefiting from the cumulative effects of